The following program is rated RH for real hams only. It contains scenes of actual radio operation, performed by trained professionals with dangerous opinions. It includes high voltage, strong language, and genuine operator skill. No touchscreens were harmed in the making of this video. This is the Drake Sea Line, a one-owner 1976 original. Still mint, still complete, packed like it was going to the moon. Normally, I don't do unboxing videos. That's not radio. Watching someone peel bubble wrap and call it content is almost as pathetic as talking about how your radio needs a firmware update. But this was different. The packing job was art. Thick boxes, foam cut to fit like a glove, every cable bagged and labelled like it was leaving the Drake factory yesterday. Inside were the 1976 receipts and quality control cards. You could tell this wasn't just sold, it was entrusted. By the mid-70s, Drake had nailed the balance between tradition and technology. The Sea Line kept the warmth of tubes, but brought in solid-state precision where it mattered most. The R4C receiver is Drake's masterpiece. A triple conversion superhet, with a solid-state permeability-tuned oscillator, a 6-pole crystal filter in the IF, upgradable to 8-pole if you really want to get serious, and the option to add up to 3 CW crystal filters in later versions of the R4C. The audio chain blends transistor clarity with tube warmth. Then there's the T4XC, the muscle of the pair. Covers 80 through to 10 meters, expandable almost anywhere on HF. Power output, a rock-solid 150 watts PEP from dual 6JB6 beam tetrodes, loafing in comfort. Under the hood, Drake went hybrid, before hybrid was a buzzword. Tubes and semiconductors, a perfect blend of the old and the new. Solid-state oscillators, mixers, and audio amp. Operating the Sea Line isn't running a radio, it's driving one. The tuning knob has weight, feedback, and authority. You roll through the band, and the receiver answers instantly. The AGC behaves like instinct, not software. No menus, no firmware updates required. You just operate. Modern rigs talk about DSP. This one is signal processing in metal, glass, and willpower. It doesn't crash, it doesn't reboot, and it doesn't care about your Wi-Fi password. The Sea Line marked one of the last times a manufacturer got it right. It's the kind of design that rewards competence, not convenience. This Sea Line came across the Pacific in flawless condition, handled with the precision of someone who knew exactly what they were protecting. When I opened it and found those receipts from 1976, I realised this wasn't nostalgia, it was continuity. A direct line from the hands that built it to the ones still operating it today, nearly 50 years later. Craftsmanship isn't an era, it's an attitude that never goes out of style. So, what is the Drake Sea Line? It's tube power with transistor discipline. A masterpiece built by people who understood both analog muscle, silicon precision, and design that still makes sense. Half a century later, it's still the rig that defines what real radio feels like. This is real radio. No menus, no nonsense, just signal. Now, it's time to show you what was involved to get this station up and running again. Alright, here we go, the first power up of the R4C receiver. Controls are a bit noisy. I do hear a bit of very minor static on the PTO as I tune it. Not major. Pretty consistent, really, with the radio not being used in a long time. Meters here is working. Sorry, up here.
Whiskey contest, Oceana contest, Victor Japan 2 Whiskey. CQ contest, Victor Japan. CQ contest, Victor Juliet 2 Whiskey.
This audio is so smooth, even in its current state with no servicing.
All the best to you too. QRZ, Victor Lima 5 X-ray, Victor Lima 5 X-ray. CQ contest, Victor Lima 5 X-ray, Victor Lima.
Anyway, we've got reception on 20 as well. I'm on the dipole right now, but there's the calibrator. Calibrator loud and clear. Up to 15. Calibrator is there. And on 10 meters, calibrator is there. And we've got some extra frequencies in here as well, I noticed. Look at that, 27 megahertz. Gentlemen had 27 gigahertz in here. What have we got up here? Nothing there. Oh yeah, bottom end of 10 meters. 29 megahertz. Anything up here? No. I thought maybe you might have some WARC frequencies going on here. Anyway, interesting. Alright, what we'll do now is a very slow power-up of the T4XC. A bit of a hokey-pokey setup right now. I've got my small Variac down here. Here we go. Slowly advance. Up we come. Alright, our lights are on. Filaments are glowing. And we're going to turn the slide off. Okay, I do apologise, but I had to skip the power up with the Variac because I had some problems, and when there are problems, I get extremely focused and I just have to find out what the hell's going on. So, what happened when I first powered the radio up on the Variac, brought it up slowly, all the lights came up okay, and then the radio would go into transmit by itself. No microphone plugged in, Vox not engaged, radio would go into transmit. I have seen this issue before, so I quickly shut it off. One cause is a bad bias supply capacitor in the AC4 power supply. This AC4 is fully rebuilt, so I know that it's not like that. I know that's not that issue, sorry. Another likely cause is a bad Vox driver tube. Swapped around the two AX7s. It persisted. So I've pulled out the relay switching tube for now. The other issue that happened was a horrible, garbled heterodyne noise. If it started up in the R4 receiver as soon as I powered this up. It would disappear when I would unplug the carrier oscillator cable. This one right here. Changed the cable, the issue persisted. Watch this, I'm going to move this band switch very, very slightly. And you watch over here on the receiver. That is extremely finicky. See, that's locked now on 7 megahertz and it disappears. If I do this, let's go on this one, contact cleaner. But there's other issues here. Right now I'm on the transmitter PTO. If I go across to the receiver PTO, well, it's not going to do it now. It's playing ball. Yeah, I was getting some horrible noises coming through here before. Old electronics will lead you down a rabbit hole. Really, really will. Anyway. Yes, I may or may not need to adjust the carrier oscillator in this, but man. That's a quick recap of what happened. Sorry I didn't capture it on camera. It's just the way how I am. But you can find these issues as well on various Drake forums where they talk about two main issues with the strange sound you get in the receiver when you switch this on. One cause is the coaxial cable for the carrier oscillator being too long, having too much capacitance. Use a shorter lead and thinner coax apparently with less capacitance. And then if the issue persists, then adjust the carrier oscillator as per the manual. Anyway, I've got to crack on here now and see if we've got a bad relay switching tube, if it's leaky. Or if indeed we have further problems with this. Could be timing capacitors in the Vox circuit or something, I just don't know. On my own, only myself and the internet, so let's crack on. Okay, the relay control tube is back in. Now there's that 6FQ7. And the radio appears to have stopped going into transmit by itself. Or has it? Wait a minute. Okay, that was loose. Is it going to do it again? I'm ready to shut it off if it does. Even though this is in mint condition, I'm guessing it hasn't been used in a very, very long time. Yeah, it isn't. Okay. Alright, let's check the bias. Under zero signal, we're on SSB. Mic gain is all the way down. We key the microphone. Okay, there's no bias reading right now, but it's not taking off. So that's not a bad thing. We want that to be moving up to the little dot. Moving up to the little mark that is about there. That's a really, really bad pointer. I'm going to adjust the bias off camera on the AC4 and see how we go. Alright, on the AC4, half a turn clockwise. And there we go, we have bias. Alright, I'm now going to attempt to tune up off camera. because I've only got one hand, unfortunately. Videos here on YouTube are really starting to take off, which I'm pleased about. So it is going to be viable for me to get a better setup in here, to get a tripod, better camera, and maybe go into a bit more detail with what I do here. So thanks for watching, but for now, I'm going to tune this up off camera and see what happens. Alright, we are tuning up, but the output power is down. But this is a good sign, you know. 40 watts. She's not a basket case. It's a good thing. Stupid bloody me. You know, I just realised I'm still plugged into the bloody Variac. Brain farts. Let's see what power output we get without the Variac. Alright, and of course I've got to adjust the bias again as well now that we're going directly into 240 volts. The meter isn't actually quite on zero. I'll worry about that another time. Anyway, be right back. Yeah, only a very modest increase. About 60 watts or so. Anyway, this needs to be pulled apart and given a good clean up and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be the next thing now. I don't need to show you all of that. Contact cleaning and whatnot. Everybody thinks that they're an electronics expert, and by doing contact cleaning, it's only very basic stuff with something like this. I care more about the alignment and getting that right, and going through very methodically and slowly as per the manual, bit by bit. I'll test some tubes as well, and there is a chance that these 6JB6s could be soft, especially if they're the originals from when this was brand new. If this isn't quality, I don't know what is. Let's look at this amazing construction. Attention to detail. Now, this assembly here is the band switch. So that's everything I've cleaned. As well as our mode and function switches here and there. Struggling to do this one-handed. No contact cleaner where the RF power goes through on those ones there. I don't do that typically. Maybe a bit of isopropyl alcohol if necessary, but I'm satisfied that's all fine right now. It looked like the relay might have been pulled at one stage as well. Maybe someone else had that issue with the rig going into transmit by itself, but I had to stop doing it now just from all of the basic troubleshooting that I've done here without doing anything really. Anyway, into the service position, and time for some very careful alignments. Depending on how I go with output power, I may or may not change the sweep tubes. We'll maybe put those on the tube tester and see how they look. A very minor alignment with our injector and RF trimmers. Watch this. $140 watts. Making progress. Alright, this quickly, I could push this towards 150 watts if I want to, but over here on the LP100... Hello, 1, 2, audio, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, hello, 1, 2. 110 PUP. I'm happy with that. Okay, on 80 meters, I will go to tune, and there'll be no output. Got our injectors peaked up. What I found, despite peaking the pre-selector on the calibrated signal up here, I had to move this pre-selector all the way down here to get output on 80 meters. So now off camera, I'm going to realign these RF trimmers and that will bring it back in sync. Alright, 80 meters. Audio, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, VK3, United Sugar Alpha. Testing. 1, 2, 3, check, check, check. 1, 2. 100 watts. And that concludes the technical portion of this video. Tweaking the loading on the T4XC transmitter. I can easily get that up to the 140 to 150 watt PEP range on the lower bands, but realistically there's never need to run it that hard when you've got one of these sitting right beside you. So keeping it in that 100 watt range is all we need to do. Basically I went through, did the alignment on all of the bands, and now it's back to full operational spec. So now, time to make some contacts. Victor Kilo 3, Uniform Sierra Alpha. Okay there, Pierre. Sierra Bravo 6 Alpha from VK3, United Sugar Alpha, 58 to 59 there, Pierre, 58 to 59 into Melbourne, Australia. Name here is Andrew, Alpha, November, Delta, Romeo, Echo, Whiskey, Sierra Bravo 6 Alpha from VK3, USA, over. Yes, okay there, Pierre. Sounds like another station was almost trying to come up on the frequency there. Anyway, Sierra Bravo 6 Alpha from VK3, United Sugar Alpha. Yeah, well, you certainly do have a very nice sounding station, and 20 isn't really all that good this afternoon, unfortunately. I was hoping that the band will be a bit more alive, but it's good to be getting signal through all the same there, Pierre. I'm running a very old station here this afternoon, a Drake C line. You might be familiar with it. So Drake Twins there, Pierre, running a separate T4XC transmitter, R4C receiver with a Electro Voice 664 dynamic microphone, and that's driving an Ameritron AL82 amplifier there, Pierre. And the antenna has a 2-element hex beam, which is pointed straight at you there, Pierre. So microphone back to you, Sierra Bravo 6 Alpha from VK3 USA, over.
Thank you, VK3. Super 6 Alpha. Thank you. Yeah, I like Drake too. I had a Drake here too. I have two Drake line here. I have my own Tier 4 Charlie here with a shooting box and with the receiving here, and Drake L4B to my old Tier 4 Charlie, and a static microphone to my old Drake, and I'm playing the Drake with very much, and behind me on the left side I have a Tier 7.
I love how other bloody stations come up on the frequency, eh?
Everything you can have to the Tier 7. Tier 7 here behind me I'm having on my stopper QCH. All the Tier 4 Charlie with tubes I have home here in my warm garage. My garage is shut here. So sometimes I play with a 22 here. I like Drake Station very much after.
Yes, okay there, Pierre. There's some other station trying to come up on the frequency here, unfortunately. I don't know if they realise that you're here or that I'm here, but anyway, I copied everything that you said there, Pierre. And okay, on the R4, sorry, on the TR4C that you have. So yeah, you've got the transceiver from exactly the same era there, Pierre. So very nice station that you've got there, and a very nice piece of history there, Pierre. Yeah, so no, it's good to see that you understand what it's all about there, obviously, and I do have a TR7 station this way as well there, Pierre, so absolutely love the Drake equipment. It's always going to be a very big part of this shack, and a little bit easier to get my hands on Drake as well, as opposed to Collins. I really do love Collins gear there, Pierre, but probably have all the Collins I'm going to get at this point. I think they're up here, but I do find Drake's that come up every so often, and this C line, I only got it in the last couple of weeks, and very, very well looked after by the previous owner there up here. A one owner radio, and no signs of any corrosion on the chassis or anything like that, so just absolutely unbelievable. Even has the original quality control inspection cards and purchase receipts as well there up here, so just absolutely unbelievable rare find this way. Microphone back to you, Sierra Bravo 6 Alpha from VK3 USA, over. Looking too warm.
I don't pay very much. It's very nice. No scrap, and this is in very, very good condition. And I do with the thing with it, some little Fox 6 Alpha Romeo Charlie. Fox 6 Alpha Romeo Charlie. It's calling CQDX 20 meters, over.
Fox 6 Alpha Romeo Charlie. This is Victor Kilo 3 United Sugar Alpha.
Andrew, good to meet you. 59 this morning. You're my second. These are you really strong. I worked them on the VKs earlier on, and they were just about my noise floor. Static crashes, terrible today. But you're 5'9" plus, Andrew. How you doing there? VK3 USA, F6 ARC.
Yeah, okay there, Oliver. F6 ARC from VK3 United Sugar Alpha. Oliver, fantastic to catch up with you once again, my friend. It's been a very, very long time since the last QSO. And yeah, 20 hasn't been too good today, unfortunately. Very mediocre, very average sort of conditions. But yeah, you're nudging the 5'9" on the last transmission. I'll watch the meter a bit more closely when you talk again there, Oliver. But it is very nice to catch up with you once again. You haven't heard this station that I'm on before there, Oliver. Transmitting on the Drake C line, Drake Twins, T4 XC transmitter, an R4C receiver there, Oliver, with a Electro Voice 664 microphone. So you might tell me how it's sounding to you as well there, Oliver. But it is great to catch up with you once again. F6 ARC from VK3 USA, over.
Yeah, okay, very good, Andrew. So I suppose you're driving a linear with a Drake line, over?
Correct there, Oliver. Drake Twins, running a Drake C line there, mate, over.
You know, having also an old Drake line here, and I haven't used it for many, many years. I have the Drake, but not the Drake C line, but it's a Drake with a B. I have the T4XB and Alpha B and with a supply, over.
Yes, okay, on the T4XB there, Oliver. Also have a T4XB here in the station as well there, mate. So I do know the transmitter that you're referring to. So very nice equipment there, Oliver. You ought to fix it up and get it on the air as there, Oliver. We'll run A Drake to Drake contact there, mate, over.
Very good, Andrew. Well, the audio sounds excellent. Yeah, that was my second sideband equipment. The first one I bought it was back in 1970 with the HW100. That was a kit. And then my second equipment was the Drake line, the second-hand equipment Drake line. Then I bought a PS940, etc. Okay, very good, Mike. Congratulations. Working very well, Andrew. Also using my old linear SP220. Normally I'm using an Oscar mic power, but I had a problem with that. A friend of mine didn't repair my Oscar mic power linear. I should have it on Tuesday. And so using right now my SB220 linear, I bought it in 1976 or 1977. But that's good, still good equipment. Old equipment with the 3-500 Zulu kit there, Andrew. Okay, mate. Well, thank you very much for the contact, and I hope everything's okay on your side. DK3 USA, F6ARC, over.
Yes, okay there, Oliver. Very good there, mate. And yeah, sorry to hear about the troubles with the OM Power amplifier, but the SB220 is definitely very dependable. The amplifier won't let you down at all there, Oliver. So a fantastic backup to have in the shack there, mate. You're listening to a dual 3-500 amplifier right now as well. I'm on a Ameritron AL82 amplifier. So that's the main Drake amplifier of choice right now. For the older Drakes, anyway, there, Oliver, I've got the Drake L7 amplifier on the TR7 station, of course. Okay, great to catch up once again there, Oliver. I do hope to hear you again sooner rather than later. Hopefully it's not so long before I hear you on the band once again there, Oliver. So take care. I've thoroughly enjoyed this contact with you there, mate. F6 ARC from VK3 United Sugar Alpha saying 73s and listening for your final, over.
Yeah, okay, very good. And remember the L7, remember the L4 before. Until I good equipment. 7300, till the next time. Bye-bye, mate.
Okay, good stuff there, Oliver. Take care, mate. 7-3. All the best.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Andrew. Germany 4. I might use a little bit more actually, but then it could be conditions. VK5 Lambda Alpha and the phone anchor group. I've got to watch that carefully. I nearly said the other call again. Dear Andy, but years and years of stoner, I suppose. Anyway, great man. Thank you for your time, Andy. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger, Peter, no problems at all. Yeah, it's, well, if you want to get mine and Dean's cool big stuff there, that doesn't worry me to be in the same breath as the great man. But, all good, Peter. Well, the loop is working really, really well, mate. Your 5.9 lots about 5 dB here. Bit of QSC, but, yeah, I think that antenna's a winner, mate. You're doing really well with it. Okay, around here there, John, VK5ZR, VK5 Lima Alpha.
VK5LA and the group, VK5ZR. Yes, good evening, Andy, and good evening, everyone. Well received tonight there, Andy. You're a good plus 15, peaking 20 at times. Yeah, tonight I'm on the TS520S, the same rig as last time, with the Heathkit SB220. Should be doing okay at the moment. You're a really good signal here. I'm quite curious to find out what antenna you're running there in the Riverland, because you seem to have no problem hearing people, and you do put out a really good signal, so I'm quite curious there. But not a lot to report. Just been doing a bit of work in the shed, rearranging a few things. That's about it. Not much in the radio world. But anyway, I'll keep it moving. I'm sure that the group will get bigger as the night goes on. Back to you there, Andy, VK5LA, and the group VK5ZR.
Hey, Roger there, John, VK5ZR, VK5LA. Yeah, no problems at all. Running a TF520 here as well. An Entron DX1 at about 400 watts. And the antenna I'm using is an NZ halfway. Full-size 80-metre NZ halfway. Quite a big long antenna, but it seems to do the trick. And it's in an inverted V shape here. And I suppose the apex is numbered around about, probably about 20 metres high, I reckon. That's in a big gum tree. So it seems to do pretty well. Alright, we'll take a listen. Is there anyone else that would like to check into the phone anchor group? This is VK5 Lima Alpha. Nothing heard. Okay, Linton, have a go. VK5 LKJ, and someone might need to relay for me. VK5 LKJ. Go ahead, Linton. VK5LA. What's the radio tonight?
Yeah, okay. VK5 LA from VK3 United Sugar Alpha. Thanks very much for having me once again there, Handy. And more Drakes tonight there, Handy. Another Drake station you haven't heard yet. This one only turned up in the last week, actually, believe it or not there, Handy. So it's a Drake Sea Line. Not my first Drake Sea Line, believe it or not. I do have another Sea Line that's sitting in the other room there right now. But this one is in absolute showroom quality condition there, Handy. I couldn't believe it when I saw this setup come up for sale. Even had the original quality control inspection cards from the Drake factory, and the original purchase receipt as well there, Handy, from the original owner. All the paperwork was there, all of the patch leads, and just everything. And quite literally, almost like they could have even sat in a box for 50 years. But I know they didn't. They definitely were used. But yeah, just absolutely amazing there, Handy. So T4 hex-speed transmitter, R4C receiver, using the Electro-Voice 664 microphone on this one tonight there, Handy, and driving the Ameritron AL82 amplifier once again as well, which is the Drake amplifier of choice right now. So, yeah, you might let me know how it sounds there, Handy. I spent a lot of the weekend going through this, and I hadn't been powered up in a while. Even something like this that looks brand new won't be without issues, being an older radio. So, yeah, I went through, cleaned all of the connectors, and had to rectify an issue there where the radio was going to transmit by itself, the transmitter that is, should I say, and there was a weird noise that the transmitter was putting into the receiver as well when I connected them together. So had to do a bit of troubleshooting to work out what that was there as well. But otherwise, yeah, after a tune-up and sorting out some of those niggly issues, full power on all bands, and I guess a bit of a combination of what I've learnt over the years as well there, Handy. I probably wouldn't have got this set up and running as fast as I did had I found these, say, 10 or 15 years ago. But yeah, it is good to be the master of my own universe there, Handy, and just get to understand these sort of things there bit by bit. I've more or less formed a view that this is going to be a bit of a solitary thing for me there, Handy, which is quite okay. I think I prefer it that way. VK5LA from VK3 USA, over.
Quite a very, quite nice signal indeed. And they sound fantastic. All right, man,